within. And soon. We eliminate her, the tower can be returned to the people. And Nola survives.
What's Mama scheming?
Something big. If you thought the war with the Reclaimed was a disaster for Nola, that's nothing compared to what she's prepping for now. Fortifying the tower into an impenetrable fortress. We've been ordered to hoard supplies for months. And everyone's on strict rations.
They've got like 3 months of fresh water stored up, easily. Probably more. I've seen it.
And these eradicators, they're all training like there ain't gonna be no tomorrow. They're no joke.
Mama's desperate. With the scale of what she's planning, no one will be spared. This ends with her reigning supreme, or us taking the tower down, once and for all.
Do you have the means to pull something like this off?
We're working towards it, yeah. But we're limited in our movements. Have to watch every step. We meet here when we can. What we lack is a reliable asset on the outside, while we set the stage. Someone who knows the city, and has free reign. Someone who can deliver a counterpunch. Keep Mama off balance.
Bueno, who better than the tourist?
All right, you've convinced me. How can I help?
The tower has their sights set on the radio station in the French Quarter, where JB used to broadcast. We think Mama's planning to use the station to flood the airwaves with propaganda. She's already papering the whole city with her old town conspiracies. They're gonna make their move on the radio station, soon.
Real soon. A daytime operation. We stop Mama from taking the radio station, we slow down the spread of her lies.
And instead, we give the people what they really want to hear. A new take on an old classic. Here. It's JB's last sermon. Hasn't been broadcast yet. Echo found it in an abandoned, reclaimed base.
It's a real firestorm, too. You've never heard JB like this. Out for blood.
We need you to stop the tower from taking over the station. And get JB's last hurrah on the air.
Fighting propaganda with propaganda?
If the tower controls all the information out there, we don't have a chance.
If we want to inspire an uprising, we can't have Mama polluting the airwaves with bullshit. We get the exiles behind us, then we strike. Barnes is gonna go ahead of you. See what intel she can gather about access to the station. But she can't be seen.
I'll leave you a present in Bird Lounge. Down the street from—
Not the best time for me right now.
Wait, we're not finished!
I can focus now. Sorry.
Where was I? Oh yeah.
I'll leave you a present in Bird Lounge. Down the street from the station.
Before you go, we need a reliable way to communicate. Timing's key, so passing notes ain't gonna cut it. Echo?
These walkies are older than dirt. Broken, pretty much. No voice capabilities. But I figured out how to get the alert signal to work.
I'll reach out to you on the walkie when we need to meet. But you have to beep us back to let us know you're coming. Otherwise, we won't be around. You better get going. We need to roll out soon. Don't forget to grab that beta from Barnes at Bird Lounge. She knows how to exploit the enemy's weakness.
Tourist, did some recon on the best route to the station. Bourbon Street is blocked, no go. 2 ways around it. Head north on St. Peter, then slip through the back patio of the Maison, or south on St. Peter. Cut through Preservation Hall. Bingo, blockade circumvented. Broadcast booth is up on the 3rd floor. As far as I could tell, tower isn't heading up there. Sticking to the ground floor. Weird. No clue what that's all about. Before you roll out, make sure you snag a few goodies I left behind the bar downstairs. Keep it sneaky. Barnes.
need this huge fucking thing for anyway? You got plenty of power.
Always with the questions. Can't you just keep your mouth shut and toe the fucking line? We're fed, we have a place to sleep. As long as that ain't going away, I could give two shits about why the town does anything.
Take point! Cover me!
Who's there?
This should be a cakewalk.
Shit, someone's close.
Keep quiet. Listen.
Advantage is ours! Yes!
Come on. Hey! It's your time to die. All right. I will.
People of New Orleans, I come to you tonight with a tale of woe, a premonition. I have not had the fortitude.
Throwing your face around.
This fool.
With that generator. Fall back to the courtyard. Time to clear out.
Don't you fuckers know how to flank?
Show them your face around here.
You're like a fucking mosquito that just won't die.
Never forget Old Town. For 3 days, the bells rang. To our security, turned into a weapon of mass slaughter. Without the bells, the dead rule the streets. To turn this blessing into a curse is the most heinous of crimes. Who would inflict such a senseless wound on our city?
We need to see you, tourist. Quick. Hit us back with a beep.
We took the tower together. You faced the rotten teeth of death alone. From this burden, we are freed.
Keep quiet. Listen. Don't hang around too long.
That's the tourist? Doesn't look like
If I had a fire for every time I thought about kicking your ass...
You've got no chance.
You're back. We've been listening on the radio. Nothing but a bunch of dead air. What happened?
You were wrong about Mama's plan. Turns out the tower doesn't give a shit about commanding the airwaves. They were there for a generator. Loaded it up and got away before I could stop them.
A generator? Why would they want that? We got all the power we need at the compound.
It's true. The tower doesn't use a ton of electricity. What they need, they get from solar. Generators eat up fuel, which is, like, very limited.
So, what the hell's going on here?
Looks like some plotting and scheming to me.
Fucking Mama. Always one step ahead.
Damn. I was really looking forward to people hearing JB raging again. We gotta find a way to get it on air.
Don't worry. It'll get out there. We can't let this derail our plan. So, you got anything else to report, tourist?
Found a stupid map. Probably useless.
Mind if I see how stupid it is? It's a tower map. I recognize the patrol routes. Looks like it lays out some exile locations in different parts of the city. Maybe they're encampments, fortifications?
Mama's not gonna tolerate a priest organizing a bunch of exiles. She's coming for them, and they gotta get ready.
Thank you, tourist. This is useful. We'll be in touch again when we figure out our next move. In the meantime, keep yourself safe.
Safe. Every day is a hell ride. But I like it that way.
Coming at you on all channels, people. The Pond King is open and the dealing can commence. Staring at that door for hours hoping you come through it.
Give me a second, please.
Wait, where you going?
All right, you have my attention now.
What the fuck was I saying? Tourists, we've been staring at that door for hours hoping you'd come through it. Damn good to see you.
No pleasantries, Sonny. Let's just get down to business.
All right, fair enough. Did you get an audience with the Padre?
An audience? Dude's a priest, not royalty.
Can it, Dez? What did Father Carter have to say?
He's in. He did have a few stipulations. He gave me a letter to give to you.
That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. Been staring at that door for hours hoping you'd come through it. Damn good to see you.
Let me gather my thoughts.
Fine, I'll wait.
About that?
Let's get back to it. Tourists, we've been staring at that door for hours hoping you'd come through. Damn good to see you.
Hey.
What's the matter? The priest put you in a bad mood? He can be a pushy son of a bitch.
Sounds familiar.
Can it, Dez? What did Father Carter have to say?
He's in. He did have a few stipulations. He gave me a letter to give to you.
That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. Man of God, my ass. He's a wolf, this guy. Shifty, but fuck it. He can have it his way. With the preacher bringing his exiles to the table, we will have people in every corner of this city. There's a whole lot of demand out there, tourists, and everybody in Nola's gonna know that the Pond King always delivers.
It doesn't sound as cool as you think.
Keep quiet, Dez. I'm doing business with the tourists. You'll get your cut once the goods start flowing through here from our exile friends. With everybody still dazed from the shitstorm in Old Town and the reserve fiasco, this trade network is the perfect plan at the perfect time. Supplies have never been harder to come by.
Everybody's got Old Town on the brain.
Yeah, well, it was a fucked up situation. Some lunatic has figured out how to keep the bells ringing for days. What's the point of that? Slaughtering a bunch of innocent people, then making it nearly impossible to ever set foot in that stretch of Nola ever again. Chaos like that ain't just bad for business, it's bad for living. Hope Mama gets a hold of that fucker, gives them what they deserve.
I heard it was some tower guy who went rogue.
Yeah, but you know what they say, Pumpkin. Truth travels slowly. The rumors have wings.
You're like the only one alive who says stuff like that.
Cut the shit, Dez. I mean it.
Why the supply shortage?
Gotta think the reserve had something to do with it. Everybody had it in their heads that there was this buried treasure out there, and they all broke their necks trying to find it. Then, poof, it evaporates into thin air, and all those folks who were depending on it gotta find another way to feed themselves. Now, some people might see that as a crisis. I see it as an opportunity.
Another sign that we're all fucked.
You need to shift your attitude, kid.
Just make sure my cut is substantial, Sonny. Then we won't have a problem.
I'll tell you what I tell all my associates. I haven't operated this fine establishment for 28 years, through a fucking apocalypse even, by breaking my promises. You've got my word, and my word is good as solid gold.
It's true. He does say that to everybody.
That's enough, Des. One thing you gotta know about the exiles, they're like catfish, night feeders. So you'll need to venture out after dark to do business with them. Work that UV flashlight to find where they've set up shop. It's a whole different ballgame at night. But the exiles say it's the best time to scavenge. Less competition, lots more loot.
Thanks for the tip, Pawn King.
You know I got your back, tourist. Listen, while you're here, I got a favor to ask you. It would help the trade network out a whole lot. Our old friend Henri, he had stuff hidden all over this town. He was like a fucking squirrel, couple of nuts here, couple of nuts there. Most of it I could care less. But he and I were in the middle of a deal for one of those stashes, and then he got himself dead. I happen to know where he hid it. You can keep whatever else you find, but the batteries, those belong to me.
Sounds simple enough. Where do I need to go?
The spot ain't too far from here. An old recording studio in the French Quarter. Lots of fond memories. Henri and I used to do session gigs there. Him on slide, me on bass. We even played with Slim Dog Fortune once, if you can believe that.
Recording studio, French Quarter. Anything else I need to know?
Yeah, how to get into the place. The cat who owned the recording studio was a lunatic, Martinique the Martian Driscoll. He was a bit on the paranoid side, thinking everyone was out to steal from him. Didn't trust us musician types as far as he could throw us out the front door. He was always switching the door code, sometimes every other day.
Doesn't sound paranoid to me. Probably had good reason.
He sure did.
Let's just put it this way. The man had secrets he needed to keep. The Martian was something of a ladies' man. Had a dalliance with a different lady every week. So he set himself up with a private suite at the Hotel Eclair. Every time he changed the door code to the studio, he'd leave it there for whoever he had coming around. You find room 212, you find the code.
Room 212. Got it.
One last thing. We're not gonna be keeping regular business hours from here on out. Security reasons. I'm sure you get it. We'll shout out on the radio when the doors are open, so stay tuned in. Good luck to you, tourists.
I used to call you friend. Now, I spit in the mangled cavity that is your face. From this burden, we are freed. The tourist in the flesh.
You're a sneaky fucker, huh?
Not usually. But for you, I make an exception. I am Garrick.
Figured I'd run into you at some point.
Yes. And here we are. You're not as I expected.
I do have a reputation.
Some call you a hero. Others say you are a menace. But they all speak your name with a certain reverence.
So the jury's still out there?
No one told me you had a sense of humor.
So you've heard a lot about me, but I don't know anything about you.
I persuaded the Bone King to set this up. I suspected you wouldn't meet with me otherwise. You knew my wife, May, and I need to speak with you about her.
I knew May.
I appreciate your honesty. Most people will lie when they find themselves cornered. Perhaps you have heard the tales about me. That I am mad, a cannibal. The tower convinced May I was executed for my supposed crimes. A burning pile of lies. The perpetrators, all of them, will pay. And their numbers are dwindling. Rapidly. You were the last to see May alive. You know her fate.
Last I saw her, she was alive.
Alive? You expect me to believe that?
Look, if she's dead, I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with it.
Lies exactly as I suspected. But the truth no longer matters. My decision has been made. You will face retribution.
I told you it wasn't me. But if you're looking for a fight, then let's cut to the chase.
I'm grateful we had the chance to speak, tourist. To put a face to a name. Our paths will cross again. That shiver you feel will be my breath on your neck. That knot in your stomach, my footsteps drawing near. That screaming nightmare, the sound of my voice. You will know the dread you have wrought upon my family. And then, when I have seen enough of your suffering, you will face the truth of your depravity. For now, I will let you live. But only for as long as it amuses me.